Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone had a great week. It's Saturday now. Miners didn't do so well this week, along with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're going to look at what's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum today on Saturday. We'll also take a look at some other things that I wanted to talk about, which is Silvergate. What happens if it fails? What does it mean for the miners? And we're also going to take a look at Bitcoin versus the miners this week, based on their performance, which ones did better or worse in Bitcoin for the week, and how we're stacking kind of up right now. Okay, so it's going to be pretty easy. As always, you guys know the drill here, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm investing in coins and companies. If you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. So here is right now Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now is up a little bit here on the day right now. It's in the new day, just transferred over at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. But we're looking at the weekly chart right now. We've had almost basically 2 weeks in the red here. This week is going to end up pretty much being in the red unless something happens tomorrow, Sunday, where it bounces above it. But right now we're going to be pretty much in the red here. We had the prior week in the red as well. And we were in the green. Prior to that, we had 2 also red weeks. And prior to that, we had 4 weeks in January where it was just going bonkers and going way up. So if we have another 2 weeks in red this week, we may end up having a green week. We'll see how that's going to play out. Nobody really knows. That Silvergate story obviously is having an impact on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if we look at the daily chart here, we can see Bitcoin was down today. It was pretty flat on the day. It was only down 0.03%. It's up a little bit now, but it closed at 22,350, and it's really not doing anything. If we look at the 1 hour chart, we can see some of the lines here. The 50-day moving average here, you can see Bitcoin's been hugging that pretty much since Friday, since we dropped here like a bomb. And then we got also the 20-day moving average, which no longer is, I think, a support or anything like that. You can also see here that the RSI has been growing. Well, it's now at 50 right now. And if we go back to beginning of it, where it was over here, at that time, RSI was at 24. You can see here that the RSI is now way up and price is only up a little bit here. So that's concerning. That leads me to think that we are going to probably fall further. Our next support line would be the 200-day moving average potentially, which is right now at 21,773. If that doesn't hold, then we are going down to 21,300, which is our support line down here. Okay, so we'll see what happens tomorrow and today. Right now, it's trying to do a little bit of a pump, it looks like. You can see here on the 1 hour chart. Let's see what the 15-minute is looking like. Yeah, I mean, 15-minute is looking like it's getting to the overbought territory. So more than likely, it is going to fall here a little bit, potentially. So we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens there. Let's take a look at Ethereum really quick as well. So here's Ethereum. Ethereum was down today 0.18% to 1,566. It's up a little bit right now, almost 1% on the day as well. Bitcoin's up 0.5% on the day. And we can see here also on the 1 hour chart, you can see RSI has spiked quite high here, even though if we look at the lows here, it's still higher. The RSI is higher from where it was here, but the price is lower. So like I say, it's not looking too good. I'm thinking we're going to possibly be falling down here, but we are trying to do something here, it looks like. Okay, so that's it for Bitcoin and Ethereum. We'll see how it all plays out this weekend. And let's take a look at the network hash rate really quick, see where that's stacking up right now. And that is on the 7-day average. It has spiked back up here to 315 million terahashes right now. On the 1-day average, let's see, we're down a little bit here to 325 million. So trend line is still up in the long term. Okay, let's take a look at our first story here, which is going to be on Silvergate. I was looking into this more today. I wanted to find out what's going on with it. What could this mean potentially for the Bitcoin miners? So here's a story that I came across. This was, I believe, published in Fortune, but published on Yahoo Finance. So here are the details. So after FTX collapsed in November, experts warned of a contagion or the systematic damage that the crypto exchange's failure could have on the broader sector. The biggest loser after FTX itself may be Silvergate, the California-based bank that established itself as a crypto industry's financial backbone. And we talked about it a little bit when it happened back then after FTX. So banks rely on customer deposits, which plummeted as Silvergate's central client, FTX, went bankrupt, and crypto companies reckoned with the exacerbated bear market. At the time of FTX collapse, about 90% of the bank's deposit base came from crypto companies. So that's a huge exposure to, well, crypto there, 90% of it. Bank suffering from outflows of 8.1 billion in digital asset deposits in the fourth quarter of 2022 alone. That's a lot. By the end of December, its total deposits sat at around 6 billion. So definitely way down from where it was prior. And then its share price has dropped nearly 95% from mid-August, currently sitting at around $6, and U.S. senators have begun inquiring about Silvergate's relationship with FTX. So that's not good for them either. They basically fell as much as the broader Bitcoin miners as well. I mean, a lot of the Bitcoin miners fell 92, 93, 98%, depending on which one you look at, especially the ones that were really struggling. Those fell quite a bit. So they're kind of tied into this broader Bitcoin network, Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin itself, as opposed to other banks. Well, other banks don't have as much exposure as Silvergate did. So the bottom fell out on Wednesday when Silvergate announced it would not be able to file its annual report to the Securities and Exchange Commission on time, citing the need to reevaluate its business strategy and its ability to continue. So that was a scare right there that freaked everybody out. And there's also some companies that have been pulling out as well. So some of the sector's biggest firms announced they were reducing or severing their relationship, including Coinbase, Paxos, Circle, and Crypto.com. We'll get into a couple of tweets from Coinbase here after we finish the article here, but it looks like Coinbase is going to be okay. Onlookers speculated that the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation would place Silvergate into a receivership as soon as Friday, beginning the process of finding another bank to acquire Silvergate or take over its deposits. So that did not happen on Friday. It may still happen within the next week or two, depending on if Silvergate can secure some more cash, basically. A source in crypto banking told Fortune that Wells Fargo was rumored to be the acquirer potentially. So that's just a rumor. We don't know that for sure. And as Sylvia explained, deposits are the lifeblood of a bank. Once that starts to deteriorate and deteriorate that quickly, there's almost nothing you can do to stop the bleeding. And that's usually the case here. It's basically like the crypto space had a bank run almost on Silvergate. While its share price tanking, Silvergate also could no longer rely on capital markets for funding, resulting in its SEC filing on Wednesday in which the bank said it was less than well capitalized. And I think I read another article where it said they only had 5.4%, something like that, of collateral on the books, basically. I think banks need to have 10% at the very minimum. So that is absolutely concerning as well. And then if Silvergate fails to meet certain capital requirements, it would receive a correction action notice from the FDIC and its chartering authority or the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. Silvergate would have 90 days to raise capital or sell itself to another bank. I'm guessing they're probably going to end up selling themselves to another bank. I don't think they're going to be able to raise that much capital in that short amount of time. In the case of more immediate financial distress, the FDIC could take over at any time, generally on a Friday evening, to minimize disruption to the broader financial system. So that may happen in the following weeks if that does. So just something to be mindful of. And then a shrinking universe. Crypto companies have already begun to flee from Silvergate, but the downstream effect could just be beginning. Sylvia said Silvergate's exit from the crypto ecosystem and other banks, increasing hesitance to work with the sector, will make it harder for crypto firms to get deposit accounts and other critical services. If that does happen, they say that where was it? Oh, here it is. As a result, banking will become more expensive for crypto companies as they explore other options, from credit unions to other types of financial technology companies. Okay, so we got that. And then despite the traditional financial sector's pullback, Sylvia expressed optimism that crypto would survive just with fewer companies, and those survivors will still need banking services. So one way or another, they're going to be able to find what they need. As far as the miners, I looked into those a little bit too as well. I did not see really anybody that would be affected by this. Out of the miners that we cover here, there might be some that are out there, but it's just not public information. A lot of the companies just provide that they are banking with large institutional banks. They don't provide who, so we really don't know. But I don't think it's going to cause anything for them. This has been kind of in the works for the last several months. If anybody was affiliated with Silvergate, they are probably out by now, since we've seen a lot of companies getting out. So I don't really think there's going to be any issues for the Bitcoin miners to be in any danger right now. I'm sure that they would be providing statements if that was the case, which we haven't seen anything like that as well. Okay, so next, let's take a look at Coinbase, what they had to say on the topic here. At Coinbase, all client funds continue to be safe, accessible, and available. In light of recent developments and out of an abundance of caution, Coinbase is no longer accepting or initiating payments to or from Silvergate. So that's good there. Coinbase will be facilitating institutional client cash transactions with our other banking partners and have taken proactive actions to help ensure that clients experience no impact from this change. So there you go. They do have other partners that they can work with. So I think that's going to be the case around the industry. And then client cash is held at FDIC-insured U.S. banks. When a client has a large dollar balance, Coinbase stores their cash in a U.S. government money market fund to keep it safe and liquid. So I don't think there's going to be any problem with that. And then Coinbase has a de minimis corporate exposure to Silvergate. So I think that's good there. I don't think there's any really worries there. It's just potentially the bank may be going out of business or be sold off to another bank as well. So I don't think the contingent is going to get much worse than this, but I could be wrong. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens, and we'll keep you guys posted. Okay, so that's it for that one. I think that one is done and over with. I don't think we have to really worry about it going forward. Next, let's take a look at the Bitcoin miners here. So this was updated today. These are the latest figures that we do have for them. Our top chart here is the green bar is how much the miners are up from their 52-week lows. And the bottom one, the red bars, are how far away they are from their 52-week highs. So Core Scientific is up nicely here, 785% from the 52-week lows. And we'll just go, excuse me, we'll just go through the green bars. And you guys can see, obviously, the red bars by themselves. Riot is up 95%. Cypher is up 321%. Hive is 102. Argo is 352. BitDigital 133, Bitcoin's up 43, Hut 8 is up 100%, Marathon's up 105%, TerraWolf was only up 18.2, DMG is up 124%, Bitfarms is 134, Iris 156, CleanSpark up 46, Mawson is up 114, DigiHost is up 316, and Sphere 3D is up 62. So it looks like for the most part, with the exception of TerraWolf, everybody is above Bitcoin within the last couple of weeks here, being from the 52-week lows. They're all much higher, or slightly higher at least at that part. Now, as far as Bitcoin versus the miners this week, we can see that it wasn't a good week again for most of the miners. Bitcoin, let's take a look at it over here. Bitcoin was only down 3.6% on the week, so it wasn't too bad. We didn't have a really bad week, but it was still down. But we can see here that BitDigital, Argo, Hive, Cypher, Riot, and Core Scientific did better than Bitcoin. Core being up 23%, Riot up being 8%, Cypher up being 6%, and Hive being up 3% on the week. Whereas Hut 8 was down 4, Marathon was down 4, TerraWolf down 4, DMG down 6, along with Bitfarms. Iris was down 7 with CleanSpark. Mawson was, excuse me, down 8, and DigiHost was down 11, and Sphere was down 12 for the week. So not too bad all around. If we look at the 4-week here, descending, let's see what's going on there as well. Now we can see that Bitcoin is still down only 3.29% from the 4 weeks ago, while BitDigital, Cypher, Marathon, Riot, Core Scientific, and Iris are up. Did better than Bitcoin on that 4 weeks ago. Then we got TerraWolf, Sphere, Bitfarms, Hive, Hut 8, DMG, CleanSpark, DigiHost, and Argo, and Mawson. We're all down. The worst performer there is Mawson. Best performer is Iris. It's up 48%. Next, let's take a look at the 8 weeks. And on the 8 weeks, we can see here that Core Scientific has done the best, whereas Bitcoin's up actually 12% in the 12 weeks. Iris is up 42%, Cypher up 45%, DigiHost up 63%, and Core Scientific is up 326%. Argo is only up 10%, so these companies did worse. Riot is up 5%, BitDigital is up 4%, Mawson is up 1%, and CleanSpark is down 1%, along with Hut 8%. DMG is down 7%, Sphere is down 11%, Hive is down 12%, Marathon is down 16%, almost 17%, Bitfarms is down 17%, TerraWolf is down 26% on that one. And if we look at the 12 weeks, we can see here, where are we at? Oh, Bitcoin's way down here. Okay, so Bitcoin's up 34% from 12 weeks ago. And the only two companies that did worse than Bitcoin are Sphere 3D, which is up only 7.14%. TerraWolf is up 4.84%. And then all of these companies did better than Bitcoin. CleanSpark up 34%, Mawson up 40%, Hive up 45%, Core up 52%, DMG up 53%, Marathon up 64%, Riot up 66%, Hut 8 up 68%, Bitfarms up 75%, BitDigital up 81%, Iris up 89%, DigiHost is up 151%, Cypher is up 168%, and Argo is up 325%. So if you guys bought 12 weeks ago in Argo, you're doing pretty good here, along with Cypher and DigiHost. Well, with anybody here, really, you're doing pretty good. And this is just the beginning of the market, so possibly the bull run that we're going to have this year and into next year, especially as we get closer to the halving event. I think we're going to start getting that nice bull rally going on. And I expect the miners to be, at least another 5x from here, if not more, potentially 10. Some of them have done really well in the past as well when we get into these bull runs. But you can see here that this past week, we were mostly in the red, along with the prior week. Then 3 weeks ago, we were pretty much in the green. 4 weeks ago, we were in the red. And then we had obviously a really good January, and pretty much, it was just January all in. We had 5 weeks that we were pretty much in the green here. And it's been a while since we've had that. We haven't had that since back here in August, where we only had 4 weeks. So I do think that we are getting back into this bull run potentially here later on this year. I think it's going to be still relatively turbulent from here through maybe the end of the first half. And then once we get closer to the end of the year, things should start picking up. And as we get closer to the end or the halving event as well. Okay. So no real concerns for me right now. Right now, I do think that, these are just possibly buying opportunities if you can, especially when Bitcoin goes down, miners go down. If you've been dollar cost averaging this past year or even longer, this is a great time to continue to do that. Don't stop doing that. Not financial advice, but I'm still dollar cost averaging as best as I can and picking up the shares on the cheap when I can, because I do know that they are eventually going to start going back up. When that's going to be, first half of the year, I doubt it. I think it's going to be more towards the second half of the year and then into next year, where we're going to possibly reach new all-time highs again with Bitcoin after the halving event. This is normally when we get it. Okay, but it's going to be turbulent from here on out. So just got to be mindful of that. And I think we'll do all right. So that is it. We'll see whatever else we get as far as news from Bitcoin, the miners, or anything like that over the weekend, which I doubt we're going to get anything much. So tomorrow there might be a video, there might not be. We'll see. Okay, that's it. Spreadsheet is always available to my Patreon members. Thank you everyone there for their continued support. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, and helps me out tremendously. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next video.